Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another video. So, you may remember some of my previous videos where I talked about the Tool mod by Twisted Mexi and how I've used it to improve worlds in The Sims 4. And now I'm back to do that once again, except with Cottage Living. So we are here in Brindleton Bay. I love this world, but I'd like to add some wildlife to it to just make it feel more alive. I feel, especially around here where it's more off the beaten path, just makes sense to me to have some wild animals roaming around. And thankfully, with Cottage Living, this is possible. So you can befriend wild birds as well as rabbits, and once you befriend them, then you unlock the ability to place their homes in build mode. But you can only place them just like around your house. You can't, like, say if I wanted to place one of the tree stumps for the rabbits over here, you can't. So with Tool Mod, that's what I'm going to do here. So Tool Mod has been updated for Cottage Living. If you haven't already downloaded an updated copy, I suggest you do that. But we're also going to need some cheats. So we got to press Shift Control C to bring up the cheat window, and put in testing cheats true so that we can shift click on objects and have like the tool menu available. There we go, cheats are enabled. And then also we need bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement. I keep forgetting the exact wording of this one because I don't know why it's so long. Why isn't it just bb.unlock objects or something along those lines? I don't know, but hopefully I entered this right. Yep, ignore gameplay unlocks cheat is on. So the reason we need that second cheat is so that you don't have to go to the trouble of befriending the rabbits and birds, because I think most of the time I will just have them around the world, not necessarily at my Sims house, because I want it to be kind of like Henford on Bagley, or just go out and befriend the birds and wild rabbits without having to go through that trouble every single time I want to add them to other worlds and neighborhoods. So now we're going to go into build mode, and they are under activities and skills, under the activities and skills, the outdoor activities, and yeah, I already filtered it by Cottage Living. So we have the wild rabbit home and the flock of wild birds. They both cost 400 simoleons, so you still have to load a household in order to do this. So you just cheat at the money if you want to offset the cost of placing these down. So I'll put down a couple of these tree stumps, and I'll put down one of these trees. And there are 3 swatches available for each. So one thing I really like about the tree stump in particular is the third one does not have the flowers on them, because it might not always make sense to have flowers just growing all over it. So in this case, I actually do want to use that last swatch. I think for the tree, I'm okay with it, though. Maybe I'll still... Well, the tree stuff I'm going to actually place pretty far away from the tree stubs just to spread them out a bit more. But maybe I'll just use this one. Then what we got to do is go back into live mode and press shift and left click at the same time. And there's all these different options, but the one that we want to pay attention to is tool, which is even marked in red, and toggle active object. That highlights it in green. And I'm going to go over here and place it maybe just around here. Okay. You can also just click around if you don't like where you initially placed it. So I just place it like right there. I think that's good. And you can either like click off the object so that it doesn't highlight in green anymore, and then shift click the next one. But one thing I just remembered is, like, say if I didn't click off of it, I can just still have it highlighted in green, and then just click the next object to highlight so I can move it off the lot. So then there we go. Do that. And then I'll place this other one kind of close by, but not like right beside it. So I'll place this one over here. And okay, the entrance is over there. So I want to have that facing kind of like this way. So what we're going to do is shift click on it again, tool, rotate, and it's on a pretty convenient angle where it's just like, sometimes I have to rotate it by 45 degrees or 30 degrees, but I think putting in minus 90 so it rotates to the left will be all right. Yeah, there we go. And just can click off it to make sure it looks nice there. Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Now let's go over to the bird tree. And then I'll just do what I did earlier, just shift click, toggle the active object. And this time I'm gonna go over to the other side of the district. So there's a little bit of wildlife over there too, because we got this whole part where the Delgatos live. So just like around here, because there's all these trails that our Sims can go to, maybe like jog with their dogs. I don't want to place it like right here because it might block the path a little bit, even though it'd be kind of cool to have it just right here so then you could take cool pictures with the lighthouse in the background. But I'm going to place it around here and it might still be pretty good. Just click, and then it just goes over there. And I'm not really too happy with the rotation of this one, so I think I'll put this by, yeah, like 35 degrees. Maybe just a little bit more. Tool, rotate. How about 15? I think that's okay. So then I'll just click on it to get rid of the green highlight. Well, I'll pause it, and hopefully these birds won't take too long to spawn. I think it should, yeah, there we go. Only takes a few minutes and they're already flying around. Yay! Burbs! So then we can interact with these as normal. No, Ted. We're not going to Strangerville right now, right? Or whatever it was that you said. I didn't even bother reading it. Let's just teleport Macy over here since she's on the other side of the world, just to speed this up a little bit.
No, Finaya.
So then we can do, like, I don't know, socialize, inquire about tastiest bugs. There we go. It works.
Felina?
Sometimes it is good to just test these out, just to make sure there's no routing issues. But it's good to leave some space around, especially seeing, like, this bird is over here on the ground a bit in front. I'm not sure if I think sometimes the birds go a little bit behind the tree, so I don't know if maybe they'll just go in the grass. But I guess it's fine. It's nothing really that bad. Oh yeah, the land's over there too. So then let's go over to where the tree stumps are. Maybe oh! Yeah, okay, there's one that's already here. Oh! I think that's one of my favorite ones. He's so cute. So I'm assuming this one lives in this tree stump. Yeah, try to lure out rabbits is not there, so it's probably because that's the one that's living there. Yeah, okay, we're at the Festival of Light right now. Oh, there we go! There's another rabbit, so it probably lives in this one. Yeah. So theoretically, you can place as many as you want and make it even more lively. I'm just doing this as an example. I might even just come back later and add more of them. Because, especially like with the rabbits, they don't always just stick around there. When I was testing this off camera, it took just a few hours for a couple of rabbits to just burrow out, because they just kind of, they don't always run to your lot manually. They just kind of dig into the ground and they come out, just burst out of these holes, and then they appear on your lot. So that's actually what happened. It was pretty cute. They appeared right around here near my clothesline. And, I mean, on top of that, if you want, it's not exactly related to the tool mod, but if you want, you can also go into the lot challenges and add the wild foxes for even more wildlife. Just throwing that out there. It's kind of like a cool idea, I think, as well for vacation worlds, especially Granite Falls. I feel like there's not quite enough to do there, so I'm definitely gonna, at some point, add these and the bird tree to that world. But that's a little bit harder to set up since it's a vacation world. I think that would be really fitting to place those in that world. I mean, you could even do it in Batuu if you really wanted to, but it wouldn't really make too much sense since, you know, like Star Wars has its own creatures. You don't really have just regular rabbits and birds. So hopefully this helped you all and has given you some inspiration for how to improve existing worlds with the tool mod. I'll link my other videos that I've done, because for example, with Eco Lifestyle, I've placed the dumpsters and the voting boards around the neighborhood. Actually, I did place the voting board just down here near the beach. So, yeah, there's a couple ideas there. And also, I've enhanced some of the playgrounds out in the open space by adding things like the swing sets from Seasons and Island Living. But I'm going to wrap this video up here. So be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including live simulations and more. So I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. There we go. We got the rabbit cross-stitch pattern. Nice.